What up, you guys? We're here for our weekly energy oracle forecast. So since I don't usually make content during the day on Tuesday, I thought I'd shift our week since I was up late doing our new moon Aries solar eclipse workshop last night, which was really good. Very helpful for the month ahead. Lots of really juicy tidbits and pieces of advice. So you should go watch that from yesterday. Let's see what else. We've got the 2025 prediction series that is really helpful for the whole year to come. I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching the reading for April to see how that is going to go because I've been actually just listening to them retroactively, and they are so on point for the months. So I'm interested to see what lies ahead for April. But yeah, and then tomorrow I will film our weekly anchor message and do our tarot reading, the extensive one that I usually do on Mondays. And that'll catch us up so we don't skip over any readings. We're just kind of like, we just shifted a day off. So, all right, well, let's see what's oh my gosh. Sacral chakra is such a theme it's been a theme with us all year. I think that from what I remember, it was a prominent theme throughout 2025. Also, if you're interested in the 2025 prediction series, you can access it in the link below. You'll see like 2025 prediction series. You can go to my Stan store and get that for $10. So, and then you will get a link sent to your email to a private playlist, and that's all there. It's a huge value for that price, and I don't think you will regret it. Also, with the yearly forecast, the seasonal forecasts, and the monthly forecasts, with each reading, they come with their own journal questions that will help you workshop the issues and themes that are coming up through the year. So I think it'll be an invaluable tool that you can reference over and over again throughout the year that'll help you stay in alignment with the inner work and on track with your external goals as well. So we've got Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra. This is the second chakra where it's my oven's heating. It's done heating. So this is our sacral chakra where all of our reproductive organs are. This chakra is associated with the second spherot up on the tree of life, which is basically representative of the next dimension over from the physical realm. So all that we see is the material world, and that dimension is called Malchut. It is the earth. It is the multiverse. It's everything that we can see, feel, and touch with the senses. The next dimension over is the astral realm, where the souls gather before they come to earth. This is like the gateway where all things flow through from the upper realms. So it's like a bridge between the intrinsic and extrinsic world. This is where we go when we have dreams, and where our imagination goes when we have thought forms in our imagination. This is the center of our creativity. This is activated when our dreams become very vivid at night. And this is how souls pass through as they come and go in and out of the world via our nightly purification. When we go to sleep at night, we get into a deep sleep. Most of our soul leaves our body, goes to the upper realms, and stands before our spiritual council, so to speak. And we have sort of a miniature judgment day. And it's a miniature version of death. And it's a cleansing process for the soul. It helps us renew and reset for the next day to come. So this is where we go back and forth. This is where souls come through when they're born, and where souls go through when they die. This is also where we hold our shame and our guilt, which is interesting because when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Eden was not physicalized in the material until they fell when they ate of the sin of good and evil. And it wasn't even then that they fell. It was when they felt shame about it. And when they felt guilt, it was those emotions were too heavy. And so they fell from this light realm. And that is when the earth became materialized. And that was the introduction of death, pain, suffering, aging, the physical toil of breaking wheat to make bread, having to go to work, like having to till the fields. All of that came from shame. And so it's interesting that that is where we store our shame and our guilt. That is the original home that we were created in before we came to the physical world as mortal creatures. So I think that's really interesting. So I think that, what do we have? We have Neptune moving into Aries for the first time since the 1860s. And so, the Piscean Neptunian influence is directly connected to this astral realm, to the dream realm, to the imagination, to the deep waters of the soul. Well, the sacral chakra is also connected with water. It's associated with water and the moon. And so it's like we are getting out of this like dream world and state of illusions. Like we're seeing through this illusion. You might have felt like very damp and watery, not physically damp, but like emotionally, just like moody and in the depths. And what's been happening is we've been having a huge emotional purge over the last few weeks. And this is really helping us let go of any old baggage that really doesn't serve us and doesn't help us move forward from now on, because we need to travel light. We've got enough going on. We've got enough on our plate these days, and we need to be able to be fully functional people without being weighed down by like haunted by the past, needing closure, this and that. Like, we need to move forward. Shit's getting real out there, and we can't afford to be moping and crying and bemoaning and regretful about things that have come and gone and are done. So that Aries fire is burning off the rest of the steam and the damp that's been left behind by that. And it's not that we're bypassing that. We shouldn't bypass it. We need to process the emotions fully and acknowledge them and learn from them before we can fully move on from them. But hopefully you've already been doing that work, or else it's like trying to catch up on a bunch of homework while all this other stuff is getting piled on you. So the Aries zest is definitely coming back, and we're feeling fiery, we're feeling bold, we're feeling diabolical. So yeah, if you can release that shame and guilt and any heaviness that you have put on yourself for past mistakes, it's like it's time to let that go. You can be remorseful, you can make amends, you can atone, but you don't have to beat yourself up anymore and keep living in the past and letting that hold you down. At this point, it's blocking your abundance from flowing through. It's blocking your creativity. It's blocking your sex drive and your ability to be creative and full of life, and even maybe even your fertility. So we are releasing peace and release, and we're not bypassing, we're not burying it underneath the rug, because then it's just going to stir and stew and fester and create possibly sickness. So we really need to do what we need to do and watch those triggers coming up if they are. And the triggers, things that trigger us, are there to be like highlighters to show us, okay, this still needs a little work. This needs your attention. This needs healing. So you might also feel like your dreams are vivid this week. And if you can, write down what you can remember and look them up. I really like the website Dream Moods for dream interpretation. It's a very rudimentary, old, like very basically built website, and it always says it's under construction, but you're going to want to go to the top of the page and look at the toolbar that has the A through Z literally the letters A through Z, and you'll click on those letters to look up in alphabetical order, like use it like a dictionary, like the things that you can remember. And you'd be surprised at what seems like minor, insignificant details, what you can find when you just look up the words that you can, or how you articulate what you remember, looking up those words, and it'll give you like meaning. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's so right on. All right. The last night's workshop for the new moon in Aries will really supplement all of these concepts and themes too. Let's see. And, ooh, dreams. Oh my gosh. Look, we're just talking about that. Letting go of all of that, the regret and the past baggage is going to give us so much more headspace for beautiful things to blossom. Beautiful ideas, beautiful dreams, beautiful goals. Maybe you need spiritual direction, and having that, all that baggage cleared out of your subconscious is going to help you connect more fully with not only your waking inner guidance, where you get that little whisper, but it'll also help you have more clear dreams that aren't muddied by a lot of subconscious like heaviness and clutter that's like making its way into your dreams. It's like clearing the space for actual current relevant guidance to come through, rather it being a lot of noise about like subconscious anxiety and worries through the day. It's like when you have a dream where the dream just tells you what you already know, how you feel, and you're like, well, I already know that. If you get all that, clear it out of the way, then you start getting dreams that are more prophetic, that guide you more, that lead you more, that give you insights into things that are happening and the context around them, and even maybe some heads up about things that are coming that haven't been revealed to you yet. So I think too, we need to take the reins of our moods and our thoughts. There's so much noise going on right now in the world that can really plague our minds. And if we want to be proactive co-creators with God, then we need to place our mind on things that are beautiful. Not ignoring the problems of the world, but we do need to direct our thoughts, because as a man thinketh, so is he. And when we start fixating on things, that's when we start manifesting things and having self-fulfilling prophecies. And we don't want that. And so we need to get our mind clear, and we need to start setting our consciousness in a seed level of the things that we want to create, the things that we want to happen. Start to pay attention and audit your thoughts. And when you start thinking things that are maybe have a negative tone, try to catch it and reframe it and choose a different thought. We're also in the 12 days of Nisan. Nisan is the Hebrew word for Aries. And so the first 12 days of Aries, starting after the new moon of Aries, basically each day corresponds with the astrological zodiac sign of that month. So the first day will be Aries, second day will be Taurus, third day will be Cancer, third day will be Gemini, then Cancer. And so the themes that we are challenged with during those days correlate with the sort of vices that challenge each of those zodiac signs. And if we can rise above and transcend the way that those signs are challenged on those days, then that plants positive blessings that are going to be the seed level of each of the month throughout the year. So basically, if for the next 12 days, if you can push yourself out of your comfort zone and forgive people and choose to see things differently and show up for yourself, be disciplined, be proactive, try to think, beautiful thoughts and loving thoughts and creative thoughts and thoughts of beauty, then you're setting yourself up for a really beautiful year. If you spend the next 12 days like triggered and like popping off and like mad and like sad and all that, you're kind of setting yourself up for that kind of energy to come back so that you can correct for it and try to take the test again, basically, during each month. Now, if you have a bad day, don't worry, because each month we have the new moon, which is always another opportunity to plant the new seed for that month. So you might notice that new moons are sometimes challenging, and the assignment for a new moon day is to try to keep your consciousness in an abundant state, in a positive state, in a happy state, and try to transcend the negativity that the opponent is trying to thwart our blessings with, essentially. So it's like the seed level of your consciousness are the seeds that you're planting for the months ahead. So I think today was, I'm not sure if today was considered the first day of Aries or the second day of Taurus. I heard two different things, but they might have been posted on different days. But if you follow Monica Berg, who is one of the co-leaders of the Kabbalah Center, she's doing a series on the 12 days of Nisan, and her name is Monica Berg, and Berg is spelled B-E-R-G, and you can find her on Instagram. All right. Also, there's a really great podcast / YouTube show called The Weekly Energy Boost. And that's another thing that the Kabbalah Center makes. And they, the Weekly Energy Boost is always aligned with the energy and themes of the week that correlate with the portions of Torah that are also the reason why there's certain portions of Torah assigned to each week of the year is because there are cosmic windows of time and energy open during certain weeks and certain days. And so God in his goodness gave us the Torah so that, and in that order, and gave us these portions to read because they would support us in the particular themes and challenges that would be coming up during these weeks. So there's a weekly section and daily portions that correlate to all 365 days of the year. So reflection, there might be a reflective quality about this week as we're looking back on the things that we've been learning about ourselves and the way that we've been shifting our consciousness and thinking through this the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde. There have also been recent Kazimis with Saturn, Neptune, and Venus. So this is basically a major reset, like a death and rebirth of the way that we approach discipline and structure, and things to do with our father wounds, things that have to do with like seeing through illusion and falseness and sniffing out BS, and also what we value, right? And so it's like we're snapping out of our fantasy world. We're getting our butts in gear, and we value different things than we used to. What used to bring us a sense of security and beauty might have changed. How we relate to others and life has changed, particularly since we have just completed the year, like 18-month cycle of the nodes of the moon being in Aries and Libra, where Aries changed our view of ourself and our self-image and our self-identity. We have transcended and evolved that a lot. And with the South Node in Pisces, the South Node is now in Pisces, but the South Node was in Libra. We are now moving on from how we used to relate to people, how we used to have relationship, and how we used to relate to things and substances and life in general. It's like all of those things have evolved greatly. So now it's like we have this rebirth of self, a new sense of self, a new sense of relating to the world. We have a deeper sense of value around setting boundaries with ourselves and with others, having discipline, consistency, being able to practice restriction in positive ways. What we value has changed, and our bullshit meter is definitely a lot more fine-tuned and nuanced than it used to be. So we are reflecting on all the things that we've been learning recently, really solidifying those lessons. And from this is going to come a lot of expansion. A lot of new opportunity might be coming in. Watch out for little last minute tests from the universe. So you may have felt like you were in this stagnant period for a while where you were like, where are all the opportunities? Where are even the tests? Like you may have felt like you were just in a plateau or a void. And so now that so what that is like, there's this period of quiet when you've been doing a lot of work on yourself and you've been overcoming blocks and passing tests from the universe, things go quiet. This is creation phase 3 out of the 4 creation phases. When you've been putting in all the work, you put yourself out there, you took the big risk, you spoke your truth and whatnot. And then you're like, okay, is it all going to happen now? And then it looks like everything's going to go just to nothing. And you're like, what is this? And it's the final test to test your self-worth, to test your growth. And so you get this void period for a little bit. And then the universe starts giving you these little tests to see, like, did you learn the lesson? Are you going to go back into the same patterns? Are you going to settle for less than you deserve? Did you work on your self-worth? Did you work on your certainty and your faith? Like, has that expanded? And so you might get these little tests just to test the temperature, test the waters to see how far you've come. And if you can keep passing these tests and hold to your guns, stay true to yourself, stay authentic to yourself, then that is when we know, like when the little tests start coming up, we know something's close. It's so funny because I was like, are there any like guys left in the world that I'm going to be interested in? It's like, I feel like I'm in a no man's land in a way. And recently it's like people from the past have been showing up just wanting attention. And I'm just like, I don't have enough minutes in the day to play along with this. Like it's a waste of my time. And then like this new guy shows up in the messages or whatever. I'm like, okay, he's local, you know, he seems to be decent looking from what I can tell, but he's like, you can't see a lot of the details about him in the pictures, and he has like 2 pictures and you're just like, okay. But then like, he's just giving nothing in these messages. It's just like, I'm witty and me and whatever. And it's like, he's not really giving much more than like, hi, where are you from? How are you? Kind of thing. And then he's trying to like space out these messages, I guess trying to like entice me by his like random availability. I'm like, this is like stinks to high heaven of someone who just wants attention and is just trying to like pretend like he's like this elusive, aloof person to try to get me, I don't know, on some kind of like codependent, like love bomb / manipulation / all of the bad things that you're just like, I have no patience for this anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, this is like one of those examples. So I'm like, this is so not like, so not intriguing. This is so not tempting. And I'm just like, dude, this is, first of all, your conversation is not nearly invigorating enough to space it out this far. It's not even worth that checking the message at this point. So I feel like that would be a good example of a test. Like if you're, even though you feel like you're in no man's land and like nobody available or local or interesting or cute has talked to you in a really long time, and then suddenly like somebody like seems like they might be like, okay, halfway decent, like can we work with this? Like, can you give them a chance? And you're trying to get them to, and then they're just showing you like all the wrong things. This is this is probably a sign that the real deal is close. So don't throw in the towel and like try to make it work with like the thing that's just not, like, it's not it. You know what I mean? So hold out, you guys. I'm with you. I know how you feel. I feel exactly the same way, but we're not settling because our life is about to expand in a major way. And our options are going to expand too. And, you know, real quality opportunities, whether it be with our dreams or making new friends or possible new love interests coming in, these opportunities are going to expand. So don't settle for crumbs. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. You know, don't get excited about something that's not exciting. And don't project things that aren't there, right? We are past that now. We have burned off the fog. We are no longer in Pisces. Like Neptune has moved out of Pisces into Aries. So diabolical. Burn the bridge. Never look back, right? All right. You know, something that me wants to do is get one more card. Just real quick. I think it's this one. Oh, manifest. I love it. This was like, I am the card you need to pull. I love this. This is what we need. This is what we're talking about, right? So it starts at the seed level here. You want to fill your mind with beautiful things. Spend some time meditating. Speak. Speak what you want. Speak what you want to happen rather than what you don't want to happen. Call in blessings into your life. Declare that you are blessed. Declare all the things that you're grateful for, all the things you already have, and all the things that you know that are coming to you. Keep believing. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your standards. You know, as long as your standards are of high value, right? If your standards are basically obsessing over superficial details, then maybe branch yourself out and look a little deeper. But if you know what you value and you see that someone's not going to be like up to like they don't have the same values, they don't have the same depth, and they haven't grown, like they haven't done the personal growth work, hold out for someone who has, because they're going to make you miserable and you're going to be bored and dissatisfied anyway. So hold out for what's real, for what's authentic to you, for what you really value. Stick to those guns, because it will be coming. It will be coming. And then you'll be coming. Kidding, not. All right, you guys, I am tired. I'm sleepy girls, and I am hungies. So I'm gonna get off here and enjoy some hot dinner and watch something good. And I will see y'all tomorrow, where we will catch up with our weekly anchor message, where we get our spiritual lessons for the week. And we'll just skip over our weekly manifestation oracle message, since we basically had that built in within our new moon Aries workshop. So that's another reason to go back and watch that. All right, y'all. Until then, peace be with you.